Hello guys, it's like 2:30. I'm here with Ralph, my dog. Come here. Come. He's upset at me. He's trying to go on a walk, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go out in nature. I'm gonna pick up some food. I'm thinking a poke bowl, and we're gonna go. Hold on, let me grab my bag. The Trader Joe's bag. So what do we have in here? We have my journal. And I put some watercolor paper in here, folded it. My watercolors, my to-go set. And because we're going out in nature to reconnect with nature, I decided to bring my Switch. So I can play Tomodachi Life in nature with my dog. I have water for my painting and also for myself, contacts and dollar bills. And chapstick because I never leave the house without chapstick. I have a hat, my bag's a little small, but it'll work. It's so cute. I'll probably put my phone in this little front pocket. And then we have the merch. This is like one of the only baseball caps that I own. Need to tighten it. How does one tighten this? Anyways, we're gonna go get some poke. And we're gonna go on this walk. We're hitting a new trail today. Which should be fun. I'm like, I don't know if I want to wear the hat. Maybe I'll just bring the hat. But yeah, we're going on a new trail today. We're going to a new area. And I'm like, if I'm going to be home doing nothing, I should probably go do something with my life. And also, this is content. So I'm going to go do that. I had my interview this morning. It was a sales position, so not happening. I want a desk job. I want a desk job in security. I just don't want a sales position. But anyways, this is the fit. I'm wearing a regular bra, sorry. My shirt's a little dirty, but I knew that since we were playing, like, it's not like nasty dirty. It has like a stain on it, but I'm like, I literally wore this for 20 minutes, got a stain. I'm gonna go roll around in the grass. So this is perfect. I'm thinking, what should I bring though? Like, should I bring something to sit on? I have my little coat. I'll just sit on that. I don't feel like doing the whole shebang. Okay. But we should get going. He's getting really antsy and I still have to pick up food. It is so beautiful outside, you guys, and it just makes me want to go camping. I literally just want to get in my truck with my annoying ass. Like, you guys don't understand. He is doing so much right now to the max, just making it as difficult as possible. But I brought him 2 water bottles in case he gets tired. But he does well hiking. I mean, he's 15 years old, you guys, but this trail is gorgeous. Oh my god. Bug. Let's see can we cross the creek without getting our feet wet. Well, he's muddy. Well, while we're on this very beautiful scenic hike that I wanted to take, probably put my phone down a little bit. God, it is so beautiful out here. And there's just been a lot on my mind lately. I think I've entered this point at the ripe age of 23 where I don't want to surround myself with people who aren't on the same level as me. And I think I've noticed one of my biggest friendship complaints, or something that drives me like insane when it comes to, you know, my friendship, and I feel like things aren't going right, it has to be like friends who just can't be saved. You know, there is nothing you can do. It's a hard pill to swallow, I think, because you have to notice like your part in the situation where you possibly could be a victim. And I think that's really hard. It's a hard thing to do and it's a hard thing to acknowledge. I feel like I'm in the middle of the fucking forest right now. Like, I don't know. It's a lot. You know, being around people who can't be saved, who refuse to break free of the shackles of themselves. It is just so painful, you guys, to be around those people. And I've been that person, you know. I was in a really, really bad relationship. And I didn't tell a lot of people what was going on. Hold on. Oh my God. What you get for eating the grass. Anyways, I didn't really share what was happening in this relationship to many people because there was a sense of shame. But when something really bad would happen, I would share it with my friends because I needed their support. And then it got to a point where it was like, you are just putting yourself in this position over and over again. And like, people can't feel bad for you anymore. You know, you're the only person that can stop it at this point. I was only 20 at the time, and obviously your brain is still developing. But I feel like now, at the age of 23, it's kind of like, you know, you're going to be stuck in this position for the rest of your life. I'm getting to a point where things are starting to solidify in my mind. And I think one of those things that I refuse to bring with me into these older chapters of my life is people who refuse to better themselves, you know, to get better, to heal, to expand, to grow. I don't want to be stuck forever. And I don't know how people can put themselves in this position where, you know, you have all the means necessary for a solution and you just refused. I don't get it. You know, if you've ever actually hit rock bottom, I truly believe that there's two versions of it. You can have a really low point in your life and you think that is like, you've hit rock bottom and it's just bad thing after bad thing after bad thing. And then there's a time you actually hit rock bottom and it seems like there's no way out. And then you make it out. And I feel like you have two decisions. You do everything in your power to make sure you never end up there again, or you keep repeating the pattern and you allow yourself to stay in the same cycle for the rest of your life. And instead of, you know, there's gonna be times where you hit a low point, but you've set up these protection guards, you've set up healing mechanisms, you've set up, you know, certain, what's the word? Like, I don't know, responses, positive responses to bad situations as you age. And it allows you to prepare for these things better, to handle them better, to know that it gets better. Or you allow yourself to just be, you know, drop kicked every single time and spend your whole life, you know, tooth and nailing your way out of that hole. And I want to be around people who, when they hit a low point in their life, it's not the end of the world. And then they make it my problem. You know, I will always be here for my friends. I would give my friends a kidney. But I can't give you my peace. I can give you so much of myself, but at the same time, I need some of that. I have my own issues and I have my own healing to go through. And I can't do that if I'm giving my all to a partner or a friend. And I will always be a shoulder to cry on, but I can't be the solution to your problems. And I can't sit here and listen to someone torment themselves for God knows how long. Sorry, I'm like out of breath. I can't listen to my friend talk about how they're tormenting themselves, or repeating these same cycles of abuse towards themselves for the rest of my life. You know, you don't want to get better? What? And the worst is like listening to people complain who, saying someone has it all isn't fair, because you can be anyone and you're still gonna have your problems. But if I had certain privileges, let's say like monetary privileges or support privileges, you know, you could talk to your mom about anything. She would never judge you. And I'm not saying that my mom is a bad person, but my mom's not my therapist. But if I knew that I couldn't go home and I can just unload everything to my mom and it'd be like a safe space and we can talk through it and I have that, like, that's really beautiful. There was a biker, guys, and I dropped my phone. My big fat dog was in the way. But, or another example is monetary. If you have all the means to try out 15 different therapists and try out 30 different medications until you find the right one, that is such a blessing that so many people don't have. And to put that to waste just because you're so comfortable in your own self-pity, it's insane to me. Oh my God, we're going uphill. I don't know. It's really hard just thinking about all of this stuff because it's like, what do you do in these situations? If you're surrounded by people who are the opposite of what you want in life. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I'm kind of stuck because I don't know what to do in this situation when you're surrounded by people who don't align with what you want in life. I want to squeeze every last drop of joy and excitement and laughter and success and sadness and anger out of life. I want to live my life so full. And I feel like I've been doing that. I feel like I've really had the opportunity to do that. And now that I'm surrounded by, it's not just one person, I feel like it's multiple people who I think are just okay with being stuck. I don't know how to go about that. I can't be around people who are perpetually sad by their own volition. I will go down with them, and I can't do that. I can't afford it. I keep having to cut the video because there's so many bikers, and I don't know if this is a bike-only trail, but we're here. We're in the bike-only trail. So beautiful. I think I'm gonna put my phone down and save this philosophy lesson for another time so I can continue exploring.